Somos LatinX Radio Stream, una voz que conecta, une e inspira.
Aquí celebramos tus raíces y te ayudamos a crecer.
Desde historias que inspiran hasta el ritmo que nos mueve.
Siempre contigo, siempre latinos.
LatinX Radio Stream, tu cultura, tu música.
Bienvenidos a LatinX Sports, el espacio donde el deporte se vive, se siente y nos conecta en todo el mundo. Desde el espíritu competitivo en los estadios más grandes hasta los entrenamientos que forjan campeones. Esto es LatinX Sports, donde la pasión deportiva no tiene fronteras. Solo por LatinX Radio Stream, tu cultura, tu música.
Hola, hola mi gente linda de LatinX Radio Stream. Aquí estamos como todos los sábados a través de LatinX Radio Stream. En LatinX Sports les habla Astrid Cruz desde Sarasota, que hoy les traigo un súper talento. Y para aquellos que les encanta todo lo que tiene que ver con las artes marciales, bueno, hoy quiero que se me queden, se me pongan muy cómodos porque tenemos un gran invitado. Esta vez, como siempre, me encanta mezclar porque en LatinX el Spanglish se permite. Y hoy nuestra entrevista es en inglés. Y vamos a conocer un chico que sé que tiene una historia que tú, si eres papá, mamá, te vas a sentir muy orgulloso. Pero si tú eres joven, te vas a inspirar porque es un chico que su talento le ha permitido crecer y avanzar. Y vas a conocer un poquito de esta historia muy hermosa que te traemos aquí en LatinX Radio Stream. Y si quieres saber cómo nos puedes escuchar, recuerda, por si alguna cosa tienes que irte en la mitad de la entrevista, puedes bajar nuestra aplicación que está disponible para Android y iOS y escucharlo y escuchar toda la entrevista para que no te pierdas nada de esta historia que te voy a contar el día de hoy. Bueno, y sin más preámbulo, después de esta pausa ya regresamos con este gran talento que tengo para el día de hoy.
¿Casas? ¿Oficina? ¿Albercas? ¿Áreas de fiesta? ¿Mudanzas? No importa cuál sea tu necesidad de limpieza, Caribbean Clean tiene la solución perfecta para ti. Te garantizamos que utilizaremos las técnicas y productos más efectivos para dejar tus superficies impecables. Visita nuestra página web en www.caribbeancleaningsrq.com. Déjanos hacer el trabajo duro por ti.
Bueno, y como ya saben, regresamos aquí, LatinX Sports, este sábado. Espero que estés en familia. Y like I said, this time is in English. So we're going to start this interview. I have such an amazing talent. Somebody who has developed a new career. Somebody that is going to inspire you. Mom, Dad, if you're at home, you're going to feel proud of this young man that is accomplishing so many things. A talent that is growing in the martial arts that soon you're going to be able to get to see in person in something that many times as Hispanics we thought fighting, that's not good. Well, I'm going to show you how many people are doing something that sometimes we thought that was wrong, a great thing in their lives. And without any more stories I'm going to tell you, I'm going to invite you to get to know this talent, Diego, who is with us today. Hello, Diego.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
Very good. Welcome. I'm super excited to have you here to get to know a little bit more about that talent, that person, that human being, that young man that is doing fabulous things in this world of the martial arts. Diego, tell me a little bit for those who just are getting to know you, who you are. Where are you from?
All right, so my name is Diego. I was born here in the U.S., but I like to visit a lot in Mexico, so I kind of lean on more being raised in Mexico. But, I mean, basically lived half of my life here in the United States. And, yeah.
That's awesome to hear you. But many times we, Hispanics, when we talk about fights, we talk about martial arts, boxer, we don't know much. Unless you are maybe from Puerto Rico, which they love boxing and stuff like that. But in your case, you are actually growing and building a fabulous career in martial arts. If you would like to share a little bit with our audience, what am I talking about?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's not really just like fighting in general. I mean, I've always had like a sort of a bad temper and everything, but not just fighting in general, but like the art behind like all the fighting and martial arts, like the different styles that they have and everything. It interested me a lot, and I want to learn it.
So wait a minute. Let me see if I hear you right. So you have personality where I would say you had a little bit of spice, more spice. But
Yeah.
in this case, you decided to focus in something to make it a career through martial arts. But tell me, how was that? Did you study as a young kid? Did somebody introduce you? What happened in your life that you were able to explore this world for you?
Well, I have one family member. He's not really a family member, but I have a couple that are close to my family, and he fights and everything. And I used to go to his fights and everything, and I would like watch him fight, and I don't know, it just interested me a lot. But I do have some close family members that do fight.
And do you actually practice any kind of martial arts, or are you like focusing on only one? Kickboxing?
Well, I'm right now. I'm in a couple different things, learning like two different styles. So I mean, to me, I just want to get a grasp of everything there is to learn, and kind of work my way up and lean more on what I like more.
Which one is the one that you are kind of connecting more to?
Right now, it's kickboxing.
Kickboxing. Tell us about those who don't know much, especially for moms, little Hispanics there that may know a little bit about what is the difference between kickboxing and any other martial art.
Well, the main basis of kickboxing is really just boxing, just with kicks to it. And I mean, what it is just about timing and patience. Really, is I mean, it's still any type of fighting, but it's really, you have to really know what you're doing to be able to do kickboxing. You have to find spots that hurt someone more. You have to kind of break down your other opponent.
So you have to have a strategic and knowledge and practice.
Yeah, you can't really just jump in there and start fighting. You have to know what you're doing.
Exactly. I love that you're saying that, because we're going to talk a little bit about, you are now doing special kickboxing, right?
Mhm.
Diego, you were talking about the fact that you had a little bit of, I would say, more spice, a little bit of temper. What has been the difference on how it has impacted your life? The fact that now you're doing kickboxing.
Well, I mean, to me, it's just like, I guess whenever I like go to the gym, or like I start like not fighting, I was like sparring my opponents. I guess to me, just like kind of brings me to a state of mind. I'm just like calm and like I'm focused. So whenever I'm angry, I go outside and I punch my punching bag, and at the same time, I'm practicing as well, controlling myself. So, I mean, it's a way of like calmness for me.
So pretty much you have learned to be able to manage your emotions better and make it, I would say that you are now making them to become something positive in your life. And I think that that's something that I want to highlight today, because something that you said that made me curious is that you said, I am making my parents proud. So I imagine that perhaps having a little bit of hot temper, you got in trouble a lot.
Yeah, no, I was a very bad kid when I was little.
So it has changed now. And now, what do they
Yeah.
say about you practicing kickboxing?
Well, I mean, I guess they're happy in a way because I'm learning how to defend myself, obviously, because my mom's very overprotective. So whenever she gets the idea that, oh, I'm fighting and this and that, she gets scared, obviously. But like when I tell her, like, look, I'm practicing how to defend myself also. I'm not just going into a fight for no reason. I'm learning how to use that type of style of fighting to the maximum, and actually protecting myself at the same time.
And how it
So
has
I
been
guess,
and Diego, how has been the experience for you to being with a Mexican background, for you to get into this world? Because many times we see Brazilians, that they are more into, because the culture they have, the martial art that guides them more toward this. But for you, how was it? Was it easy for you to get into? Did you have like maybe a difficulty getting to know it, getting to have access to gyms for you to train?
no, not really. I mean, obviously, like every other nationality has their certain preferences and how they react to different things. I mean, to me, I feel like, I love my country. I feel like Mexicans to me are one of the toughest. So like,
I
it's
agree.
like, I feel like we can adapt to it quicker. I mean, my idol, Canelo.
Yes,
like-
and he really knows how to do it. So
Yeah.
I like that because Diego, I think that you said something that is amazing. And I'm Colombian, but I love my. I would say I live in Mexico 2 years, so I learned to love the culture, but also the strength that you guys have, and that
Yeah.
I would say if anybody is knows how to survive, how to make things that perhaps for other cultures may be bad, for you guys, you know how to adapt so well. And I will say, when it comes to this world of martial arts, kickboxing, what has been the skill or the talent that you have been able to utilize being or having a Hispanic background, that will say, that has helped you the most to succeed and move forward in this world of the kickboxing?
I think to me is the since our ability for us to like be able to adapt more. I feel like I can see past my opponent. Like if I'm in there and I'm fighting, I feel like I can see what his weak points are after breaking him down, or I can see like if he's gonna be tougher. I feel like I can fully like see inside of him and see how I'm gonna win the match.
I love it because it seems like you analyze and study your opponents, like you said. But what else do you do to prepare for, like, say, a match? If you have anyone come out, like how much longer or how much before the match you have to prepare? What kind of things you have to do to be able to be ready and face whoever is going to be your opponent?
Well, to be honest, if you're having a fight coming up, you have to be absolutely locked into what you're doing. Obviously, you need to be serious in training. You need to train as hard as you possibly can, because no one is going to take it easy on you. Everyone wants to win, so you have to be focused on what you're doing and be motivated. Because if the one little slight mess up could change the whole outcome of a fight.
That's a good. Actually, that's a good thing that you just said. How many times we're having and I love, because many times I hear people that say, talking about the Generation X generations, this generation, that one of the things that they say, young people nowadays, they don't focus, but you're talking about motivation and focus. How do
Yeah.
you do? What's your secret to keep being motivated every day, regardless of the obstacles? Because I know it's not easy to train for something like this.
Yeah, I mean, to me, what motivates me is obviously like I'm doing what I like to do for me, but I'm not doing it just for me. I'm doing it for my family, for my friends, everyone that supports me. I truly do want to make my parents proud one day, and I feel like this could be it.
That's awesome. I'm like, keep going.
That's really all. I don't really have anything else to say. I just want to make my friends and family proud of me, and I want to be proud of myself as well.
Well, let me tell you, that's why I'm melting here, because I can't imagine how your mom feels, because me being a mom, if I had a child that is so focused on trying to make a difference, to try to show, it will really touch me. So I imagine that your mom feels the same way, and I know, Diego, that we're gonna see great things with you. But I know that many people are asking about, where do you fight? Do you have any big event coming up? Anything that where we can go and check you out and see all the talent that you have?
Yes, I have a fight coming up on May 10th. It's called Battle of the Bay. It's gonna be one of my first fight on my amateur record. So
Oh, that's cool. Are you nervous?
yeah.
What is your expectation? What do you have before the big match? What do you have in mind?
Well, I'm not underestimating no one. Obviously, I'm going into this fight as confident as can be, and I'm going in with the mindset that I'm gonna win. Because if you don't set your mindset to what you want, you're not gonna achieve it. So I'm planning to go in there saying I'm gonna win, and I'm hoping that's gonna be the outcome.
Diego, and I'm more than certain that we're gonna see that, and we're gonna see you succeed. And because I'm gonna be cheering out all, because I know it's a very special fight. For those who don't know, I invite you to be May 10th, so you can be part of this great event where it's gonna be Germany against United States. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the great thing is, I love this because this is who we are. US is made up of different cultures, and we have several Hispanics that you're going to be able to get to know here in LatinX Sports. And one of them is Diego, who's going to represent. Yes, Mexico is going to be represented. I love it. Diego, if anybody will say that at this moment is going through a moment, whether it's a career as an athlete or anything, that's a young mind like you, what would you tell them that was your secret for you to not let the situations define you, but for you instead to be able to use that to help you push forward harder than ever before?
Well, what I tell myself obviously is obviously what I want to do, I want to achieve. So if you're not failing in what you're doing that you want to do, then you're not doing it right. You have to fail to learn. So if you're failing and you're down, you still just think like if you're failing, that means you're on the right track. So just keep pushing and don't stop. Keep your head up high and keep believing in yourself.
That's awesome. Honestly, that's why I'm clapping, because so many times, unfortunately, I would say mature people, we think that youth doesn't have wisdom. And what you just said was pure wisdom. And I know that, Diego, you must have great parents behind all this process supporting you. But I was going to say how it has been for you to have the support. Like you say, your mom is a little overprotective, like you said. But I can't imagine how she feels, but she still is supporting you in this dream that you have. But why has meant for Diego to have your parents pushing behind you to helping you accomplish this goal?
I mean, it's awesome because I just feel so comforted, like it's obviously something that I want to do, and the fact that my parents are supporting me with it it puts some warmth in my heart, because it's obviously something that I love doing and I love, fighting and everything, and they're just so supportive of me. So it gives me that extra boost of motivation to help me keep going.
That's awesome. I know that I imagine more than likely you have also teammates that may have not that support that you experience. And I know that many of our audience right now may feel like that they are on their own, they're young, they are trying to do something that perhaps their parents disagree or don't support them. But I know that with your example, because what you said was to believe in you, what will be for you the way that you could tell them to keep moving forward? Because sometimes, and I would say not all the times, people support us in what we want to do, but that doesn't mean that we have to stop, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it's just, obviously there's good people in your life and obviously there's bad people. So if you know that that's a bad person, whether it be anyone, just don't stop what you're doing that you love, that's gonna stick with you for the rest of your life. Then you can look back to that moment and you can be like, oh yeah, I did what I wanted to do, or I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Just if you want to do something, don't stop and believe in yourself and just keep moving forward.
That's cool. Like they said, don't allow somebody else's insecurities to be your whys or your reasons, right? So Diego, I know that many changes happen when you're preparing for a fight or a tournament like this, like the one that you're gonna have on May 10th. Sorry. So in your case, what kind of drastic changes have you had to do to be able to be ready, to be able to be prepared for this match on May 10th?
Well, to be honest, it's really like how you're gonna live your life in the preparation of your fight. Obviously, like if you're preparing for a fight, you can't like go out or party, or you can hang out with friends and everything. You just can't do anything dumb. You have to be completely focused on preparing for your fight, and maybe after the fight you can do whatever you want. But
But is it hard? Is it hard for you?
Not really. I'm not really the type of person to go out or anything. I love going to the gym and working and everything, and I put in as much work as I can.
How many hours do you train every day?
I usually train Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. We either do an hour or 2 hours of training.
Wow.
And then I try to do some exercises just to keep me going.
What kind of workouts, what exactly do you do to be able to train every time that you go to a gym?
Well, a lot of running. That's a lot of running because a lot of conditioning you need for it to obviously stay in the fight. It's a lot of pressure being let out in a fight. And, it's just obviously running and conditioning, you have to, when you're in practice, since it's fighting, obviously you have to fight your own teammates and everything, and you just have to get your butt whooped so you can learn how to take a punch, be ready for a fight.
I don't know if I could do that, but let me see. Let me try. But Diego, in this case, for those who maybe are connecting and listening right now, if they don't know a little bit about kickboxing, could you help us understand when it comes to kickboxing? You said it's pretty much a contact, right? It's a contact sport where you use your boxing, but you're kicking also, right? So, how are the rules? So, how is the in this sport when it comes to a match? What are the rules that why it's allowed, why it's not allowed?
Well, I don't. They may change, but for me, what it is it's obviously still contact and everything. Is basically just simple spots where you would hit anybody else, but not to like fully damage them where they can't find anymore. Just enough to where they hurt, and you can win the match. You can obviously hit in the face and everything, and then the side of your body. But I mean, no, you can only hit places where they're gonna get hurt, obviously, but not affect them long term, only short term.
Okay, so no permanent damage. You're just trying to kind of just make them stop or kind of make them weaker, but not to break them. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
When it comes to anything like that, I know that preparing your mind is very important. So, what would you be, or what would be the training when it comes to training your mind? What's the main thing that you do to be able to be focused in something like this?
Well, me, what I do is just I think of the guy as like my worst enemy. Like I absolutely hate him. So like when I'm training, I get super focused in. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna win this match. I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him. So, to me, I just think of him as my worst enemy.
And then afterwards, it still is, or you just hug like many other fighters?
Oh, it depends. I mean, if he still wants to be my worst enemy, that's fine. I don't mind me. But if if he shows me respect, I show him respect.
That's cool. I like because you're talking about sometimes that martial arts is a sport that now many people are getting to know, but before nobody knew much about it. Diego, when it comes to actually the expectation that you have, of course, you want to win, but if anybody wants to participate, what would you say that will be what Diego is looking to provide for everyone who is there to be able to provide? Because I know I have seen a lot of people who go with different opinions and concepts when it comes to a match like this. Some people go to because they kind of like to perform. There are others that are very motivated by the sport, so they're very athletic. They get into it. In your case, what can we expect to watch on May 10th?
Yeah, I'm gonna expect to win, obviously, because I want this more than anything. I started this career for a reason, and I'm not here for any short-term business. I'm here to stay, and I want to win everything that I can.
So, super. Where do you train, Diego?
I train here. I train with one of my teachers from school. Actually, he's a martial artist.
Really cool. Where is the gym located at?
It's located in Day City, Florida.
Wow.
It's at a church. I don't exactly know what church it is because we just moved to it, but
That's awesome.
It's something small with my friends and everything.
So when it comes to this athlete, do you have to have a specific coach for you to be able to advance, grow in the skills that you want to?
Definitely, most definitely. Because if you can have like just a regular coach, they're just gonna train you, but the coaches that are gonna help you and strive you to push to past your limits and past your mindset and everything, and help you actually be better, those are the coaches that you would want to look for. Because I mean, you can just train with any coach, but are they gonna strive you past your limits and help you get better every day?
And let's talk about a little bit about your strengths and your weaknesses, because I think sometimes we can talk about when it comes to an athlete that is practicing kickboxing. What would you say that in your case, Diego, what is you consider your biggest strength?
Well, my biggest strength, I feel like I can learn quickly. I can learn pretty quick. So like anything new, I just pick up really fast. So I mean, I'm learning something new every day. So I feel like it's good for me.
And when it comes to your weaknesses, what would you say the thing that you need to improve the most?
Well, I mean, for me, like I said, I have a really bad temper. So sometimes like my anger just like floods over my mind, and I don't stay focused most of the time. So it's kind of like I need to calm down, But I mean, I'm learning. I'm trying to get better. So
I love that you say that because I know that many parents out there may have kids like you, young people that may have issues with or managing their bad temper. But in your case, I love it because you found something that is helping you learn how to control, but to actually use it for something when it comes to in a positive way. Diego, after the match on May 10th, what's next for Diego?
I'm just keep going. I said and I said that I want to become champion one day, and I wanted to make my parents as proud as they can be. So, after this fight, I'm gonna obviously look for another one, and I'm gonna keep going.
I gotta ask you because I'm a mom. What is your mom saying about when she sees you fight?
She does not like it at all.
Oh,
She doesn't like it. She I mean, obviously for the vision of me getting hurt and everything, but I tell her like, Mom, I'm training every day. I'm getting better. I'm training for me not to get hurt, obviously. So I mean, she's gonna be with me every step of the way. So
that's awesome. That's awesome, Diego. Unfortunately, the time is kind of running out, but I wanted to kind of talk to those young people that may be at this moment, in a difficult moment, in a hard moment, where they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. What would you say to those people, young people like you, that perhaps nowadays, we're seeing all kind of crazy things in the news, but I love that you are a story of success. A story of a young man who has wanted to put the hard work to continue growing, to learn to work on something that perhaps wasn't his best personality trait, but now is becoming the best, I would say, fuel for him to grow in a career when it comes to the kickboxing. What would you say to those young men and women who are listening to us and who really want to hear the voice of someone that perhaps, like you, is trying to move forward and overcome any difficulty that come their way?
Yeah, well, to me, I'm gonna just say like, if you find something that you love and stick to it, don't change for nobody. Stay true to yourself and stay confident in yourself as well. And just, don't stop. Keep going, keep moving forward.
I love it, Diego. And now I have to ask you, I need you to invite all your community, everybody from Mexico, Colombia, anywhere, Latin America, because we have US fighting Germany, right?
Yes.
And Diego's representing some of our Hispanics here in the US in this beautiful match, Tampa Bay, May 10th, where you're going to be there, right? So go ahead and invite us.
Yeah.
What will be the invitation that you will give us?
Well, it's on. It's gonna be on pay-per-view and everything. It's called Battle of the Bay. So I mean, I don't really know the time yet. My coach hasn't told me, but I'm sure I'm gonna be fighting pretty soon. So
Perfect.
It's gonna be basically everywhere. I'm pretty sure.
But don't worry, if you're asking, we'll have the information here for you to actually be able to participate, get to go and see Diego and many more Hispanics who are going to be representing us in this beautiful battle, US versus Germany, kickboxing, May 10th. You cannot miss it. Thank you, Diego, so much for being with us, for sharing your story with us, for allowing us to get to know you and get to know also that way, in a beautiful way that you learn to get into a new world, that he have put the hard work, and that now we're going to see great things in you. I'm certain of that.
So thank you.
Okay, and I'll see you next time. And you that you're at home, don't worry. Next week, we have more for you here in LatinX Sports. Thank you so much for being with us. God bless you. See you next time. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.